Practical Skills of a Forest School Programme 2.2, demonstrate the safe sighting, lighting of a campfire and the surrounding areas. First, we're going to get the kids around, we're going to talk about how we create a fire. So we've got oxygen, we've got fuel, we've got heat, the fire triangle. So the oxygen is the air around us. Our fuel is going to be this kindling and the wood we have here, and our heat is going to be coming from our flint and steel. Now, first we're going to get the kids around whilst talking about the fire triangle, and we're going to go through a few safety rules. We're going to make clear rules. This is going to be, we're not running around a fire. This is going to be, we're not throwing things on the fire. You'd only come around the fire when you're invited, and we ensure that we have one way into the fire and one way out. We are also going to remind them that we never leave a campfire unattended. So when they do come around the campfire, we're going to make sure that the area is clear. We've got no branches above us. We've got no dry fuel on the floor that can burn, so dry grasses, sticks, we don't want that. We're also going to ensure the weather's right. We don't want to be lighting fires when the weather is scorching hot, everything's bone dry, because we are just going to cause a problem for ourselves, because fire can spread easily. We're also not going to light a fire when it's blowing, as fire can spread that way too. So onto the fire itself, we're going to ensure that we have got a first aid kit, which has got a burns kit in. We've got a bucket of water if anyone does burn themselves, which we try not to do because we try and do things as safe as possible, and we also have water to extinguish a fire if needed, and at the end of the session. So now we're going to move around to the fire pit. We're going to be teaching the children whilst around the fire pit, once they've been invited around, and if they are roasting a marshmallow, say, they're going to be having one foot in front, knee behind, that way they've got an anchor point. They are not going to move forward, hard to fall over, the safest way to be around a fire. So also, I failed to mention before, we have fire retardant gloves. That important thing to have when building a fire. We also have over here, we have some kindling from our whittling. We have some kindling, tinder, which is a little bit bigger than the tinder, and then we have a larger kindling. We're going to be building the fire in stages. So how I like to do it is I like to get a couple of large bits of kindling, making a little tower. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a piece of cotton wool. We are going to put it inside the tower. And I'm going to get my gloves on. It can be a bit awkward, but safety first at all times. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to strike the flint and steel to get a spark. Now that's lit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some tinder, getting mixed up. I'm going to place it on top. Now the reason I like using this tower is because the air can flow freely, and air is key. So now once this is going, I'm going to start placing some thinner bits of kindling on top. Now this way the fire will take quite quick. Now we're not after a bonfire. This is going to be used for cooking, maybe marshmallows. Now, as this is for a demonstration, we're not going to go much bigger. We don't really need to be much bigger, but I think this is a nice safe fire for now. Now, if the fire starts dying down, we just continue to add. But like I say, we don't want a bonfire, we want a nice controlled fire. Now, going back to the rules, it's very important to make sure the children are aware of the rules, because for some reason, when it comes to firelighting or fires, they can become quite excitable. So it is very important to keep reiterating the rules.